I guess we're live right now.
Alrighty. What's going on, New Finding Order fans? This is your co-CEO, alexlexus, with a surprise visit to the show. Me and Nelson have been trying to coordinate this for a little bit now, but finally I had a day off. But, current events, I've been busy doing, preparing for active duty boards and such, so now I'm done with it, and we can knock out a podcast here or there. But Nelson and I were discussing the edition select that's being added to Ultra Street Fighter 4. Now, I would be more excited about it, but why? You know what I mean? It's almost as if I believe this is probably going to be the last Street Fighter 4 iteration that they make. They're putting everything into this one, and I'm like, damn. How can I say? It would have been cool if, I think they're doing it like the Alpha 3 with the isms, X-ism, so on and so forth. I mean, that's cool. But everybody at first was getting all hyped about it. And it's like, you can't use that in rank. You can't use it online. So, what was the point in putting that in there? So, Nelson, I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, based on what I've been reading and based on my current knowledge of it now, they implemented it so people can enjoy all versions of the characters, because there was a lot of people complaining about, how come I can't have Street Fighter 4 Vanilla Bison fight against let's say Arcade Edition Yun, because then it would basically prove the best character's qualities from whatever update it grabbed from, and they can actually have like that dream fight. Then they was stating that, you can't use it online, you can only use it offline. Then now I'm hearing that they're going to make a poll where they're going to either make that possibility to play it online in a custom-made endless match, but not affect anything of ranking. Ranking will only stay Ultra Street Fighter 4 parameters, nothing more, nothing less. And for tournament play, it might be banned until people feel like it's necessary to play it. So it's a lot of crazy shit going on.
But you see, Nelson, in that same right, like with tournaments, this thing is offline. Now you're gonna have to really they put too much spice in the sauce. You know what I mean? Because it's just there's now so many variables. You know what I mean? And you're gonna have players saying, for instance, Shenmue may not like this, but Vanilla Balrog was too much. Bottom line, too much. Like that Unstoppable and the links and all. I'm like, no, too much. You know what I mean? And it's an overwhelming battle to fight that type of Balrog, who, in the hands of people like you, Nelson, and Shenmue and Puerto Rican Balrog, that character is pretty much unstoppable. You know what I mean? Then you go to Vanilla Sagat, damage is way high. All kinds of. They rebalanced it for a reason. You know what I mean? Because they saw. And I even saw on Event Hub somebody made a comment like, they saw the mistakes and that's why they're bringing all these old versions back. No. You know what I mean? I think they just want to. And I hate to put him on blast, but Mr. Free One Up and his Bison, bring back God Bison. Alright, fine. Fair enough. Bison, to me, with the scissor kick and all that, too much recovery, and then they added plus on blocks and so on. I mean, these things were changed for a reason, because they saw that, hey, I think this might be a little bit much, and some players are getting overloaded, or they see it in tournament play. And if you really break it down, look at the characters that are consistently winning tournaments, okay? I don't think Balrog before wasn't a popular character to be used. Going back to Alpha 3, going back to Street Fighter 2, Turbo, HD Remix and whatnot, Balrog was not that guy. Now he is. You know what I mean? And make him godlike. Everybody wants their character godlike. Let's be realistic. You need to have the playing field leveled across the board. You know what I mean? And then they're talking FADC out of the headbutt. Okay, why don't you give the guy a God Cannon or something? Your characters, even with me, I was telling Nelson and Shinwar, I was pissed off that they were nerfing Chun-Li's jump. You know what I mean? That is a visceral part of her strategy. You know what I mean? Because she needs to be able to beat people in the air. Now you make her gravity more heavy, and with characters like Balrog, DJ, or Guile who control the ground space, she's gonna get murdered. You know, so it's just something that folks need to understand. It's you know, I understand. It's like think NFL, NBA, so on and so forth. It's like, hey, I want my team to be the best, but then again, if your character is like the shit, watch Nelson. You'll see if they start doing offline tournaments or whatever, you're gonna see Balrog being like the main guy used. And Corey, I don't even remember when we were at the East spot. There's like Balrog is played a certain way, Sagat is a certain way. You know what I mean? There's no variation because they're that powerful. You know what I mean? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, you're right on some things, and it's just like with some people. This is just my opinion. Like I said, I had a debate with Mr. Hurdle not long ago, a couple days back, and he was telling me it doesn't make any sense to have a game that we kept complaining about all the way brought up to Ultra Street Fighter 4, where they was going to make the game a little bit more premier and balanced for every character in the game, so be on an equal playing field. And then they throw this shit at us, and then it's just like it contradicts what they've been trying to do for the entire time. And he was like, why should we go backwards to relearn a character all over again when we kept building up the way how we play now of all the updated versions, and we still have to learn Ultra. And it's not like, what did he say as an example? He doesn't want to play Ultra Street Fighter 4 Akuma and then go back all the way to Super Akuma, and they have to keep jumping back and forth if it was accessible in the sense of like rank or whatever. But
it would create confusion because you know how true fighters like Justin Wong, G, and all these other guys would. I think if they watch this podcast, or I mean Mike and Gutex and all, if these guys actually watch this, I think they would agree that with so many different versions of a character, like your brain has to switch. You know what I mean? Like for instance, I was playing vanilla, right? I'm like, oh shoot, you can't do this in this game. And you know what I mean? Like in the heat of the battle, like I had the same problem with Cross Tekken, because remember, I was having issues with doing like some of Chun-Li's moves because it was a different version of the character. Like cosmetically she looked the same, but the whole like, okay, you have to do the lightning kicks or half circle forward and tap the kick per se, or you can do her target combo with the medium kicks and then go right into the cancel and do the tap dance with the down medium, you know. But then I go back to Street Fighter 4 and remember I was getting my ass kicked because I was like, oh shit, I gotta switch. You know, back in the day, my younger days, I was able to switch between games like no problem. But now it's like I don't have that much time to commit to, okay, this version, download. Some players have that gift to do it this way. But, you know, I think that did defeat the purpose with the Ultra Street Fighter 4 version of the characters. Then you throw everything else in there, too. For nostalgia, that's fine, so on and so forth. But if you're gonna throw all these other versions in, why make the Ultra version? You know, I mean, like when it comes down to Evo, 110% sure it's gonna be the Ultra and the double version of the characters that they are going to be encouraged to use. Yeah. You know? So what do you think?
No, you're definitely right. That's what's gonna be happening. They're only gonna use the Ultra build to be able to play throughout tournaments because that's what they was working their way up towards. And plus, you gotta understand there's 5 characters also coming into this as well. If you go backwards at any given point from AE version 2012 all the way to vanilla, you won't have no access to these 5 characters.
You know what? I did not think about that.
You have to understand that because then they say like, oh no, you will if you have the edition select and you could just play the character with the newest version of this and that. But then you think about it, these are 5 new characters. You don't know if their playstyle is exactly the same as it was in Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
And I don't think the devs are gonna even go and create these versions, because in order for those versions to have existed, they had to do location tests to balance them. So Hugo, Elena, new characters, Poison, Rolento, and that doll character who's supposed to be the fifth, which is stupid. It's like, all right, how do you know what I mean? Like, there was even something where Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, where if you're playing specific versions or whatnot, you couldn't use Yang, Akuma, and or Oni and Evil Ryu. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that version per se. So now that's another thing y'all got to think about. Like, hey, it is what it is, But in my honest opinion, in my former tournament days, how I met Nelson and Raw Gameplay's crew, like, I don't think that's a good idea, because it's just going to be too many what ifs. Because somebody can say, well, why they bring that Sagat back? He wouldn't have won if it was this version, or so on and so forth. And Nelson, I'm sure you anticipate these types of conversation popping up. You know what I mean? It's just too many variables, and it's almost as if... Remember when Ono-san was talking about putting gems in Cross Tekken, which, was a horrible idea. Yeah. But, he's just like, yeah, you can customize and have your own setup or whatever, and it'll be like a card game. I'm like, all right, you know what? You do this. Too many variables. You had people using defense gems and using, the boost gems. I'm like, you know what? Just leave it one way. You have a definitive winner. There's no what ifs. The winners are absolute. So now with all of this, it is what it is. Hey, don't get me wrong. I think there's some positive to it, but I think for consistency, for the purpose of having a new Street Fighter, this should have been like a downloadable extra, and I don't think it should be in online matches per se. Like, back in the day, I think this should encourage folks to, the online community and the online with Xbox Live and PSN, great. But maybe this will kind of bring back the grassroots and going to somebody's house and doing like old school sessions like I used to do with Noble and DeMizzle in New Jersey. You know what I mean? Like, doing Marvel superheroes back on the PlayStation in my high school days. That kind of stuff. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You got any more thoughts on that, Nelson?
It's like what you said. It's just basically like an anniversary kind of thing. You're getting thrown all these options. Like I said, we still don't know what the final build is going to consist of, because so far, let's see. We have Edition Select, right? We have YouTube uploading now. We have online training mode. We have 3-on-3 team matches where it's it's Kings of Fighters format. One character dies, that person wins that round. You get a little bit of smidget health back, and you continue fighting until you die. And there's massive other stuff. They said it was going to fix the netcode. It was going to fix the UI of the whole game. They was going to add stuff. Like, there's so many things that people can expect from. And you can make it so that you can only play Street Fighter 4 vanilla way. You can make it only play super way. And like there's different types of little mini setups. You can set it up, and different people would like and people won't. But in my honest opinion, just keep it as the Ultra Street Fighter 4 format, because that's what people's going to have to learn anyways. That's what people wanted to expect from the beginning. And then after a couple of months or whatever, then you can decide, just like what CEO Jabali said, maybe tournaments can be existing with the Edition Select as like a mini random tournament, not like as a premier tournament.
Yeah, like casuals.
Right.
Or like, you know what I mean? I mean, I think there's some pros and some cons to it, but I just think that for the legitimacy of the new Street Fighter, that should be just like a offline thing. You know what I mean? And just keep it from there. So I just, on that note, for those who I'm pretty sure would have enjoyed this, Shin Takuma, DeMizzle, Nuke, Mike, Corey, and Brother Noble, all you guys out there, leave your comments below on that particular topic. And, I'm going to try and make it where from now until I come home, I'm gonna try and at least be on once every 2 weeks or once a month or so. But right now, Nelson's the lead, and he'll take care of you guys and such. But I did want to shift gears real quick. Now, Shenmue. What the hell is going on with Shenmue? Apparently, Sega has lost its trademark to the franchise. Where the hell is Yu Suzuki? Like, it's almost as if like Inafune-san giving up his rights to Mega Man or some shit. Well, he had to because he created a character, but Capcom owns the IP. Hopefully, he can get it back, and he can do something with it. But most of you Sony fans are gonna be like, "Oh, alexlexus is hating on Sony." And yeah, I did an unboxing for both systems, so it shows you that I'm unbiased. However, in the hands of Sony, I don't know what kind of direction it would take, but I also had to realize too that maybe Sony is the only company showing interest in the project, and without that, Shenmue 3 might not exist. So that's just one thing where I have both systems, but I would prefer to have it on the system that I know I'm going to be using more. So it's just, I just wish that, I wouldn't mind if it came out on PS4, whatever, you know what I mean? But I am now in the mindset that everybody should be able to enjoy games. This third-party exclusive shit has to stop. You know what I mean? Like, I applaud Kojima-san for taking Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain into multi-consoles and whatnot, so that everyone, whether you're a Sony fanboy or Xbox fanboy, everyone can experience the game. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, where folks are being bought out to do exclusives and all this other stuff. It's getting stupid, you know what I mean? Like, first party games, fine, keep those exclusives, do your thing, that's what's going to sell your systems. But when you think about third party, what the hell are you doing? You're cutting your market share in half, and then your earning potentials in half. So that's just, I don't know. Nelson, what do you think?
Nah, it's definitely something that people have to get on the bandwagon with. You can't just expect it to just release it from one console, not every other console, to be able to share the same experience, because then that consumer has to go out and actually purchase that console, waste even more money, and to be able to get it. Just like, as a perfect example, everyone loved Bayonetta from 360, PlayStation 3. I don't know if it came out for PC, but they enjoyed that game. Now they're saying it's only a Wii U exclusive. That's so not a good idea. Like, in general, because now we're going back to Shenmue. They lost their license because they stopped caring. But let's just be straight up and honest. They stopped caring. They forgot. Oh, oops. We lost the Shenmue license. But now it's up to another company to pick it up. It can either be Microsoft as a whole. It could be Sony. It could be a third-party company. It could be Atlas. It could be whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever picks it up, just release it. Because one, as Alpha Omega Sim, when I saw his recent video, he just wants it to be done. There has to be an ending. You have the ground structure made. You have other game formats that is already out there made. Like, he brought up Yakuza. Like how it was already had that outline format for the game. Just add the original voice actors, pan out the story, and there you go. There's Shenmue 3.
I go back to this campaign that when Bungie was still working on Halo, finish the fight. I want to see Lani and Ryo Hazuki have their epic battle, their conclusion, and I think the fans that were so engaged in the story deserve that. Hell, you and I got the European version, on the Dreamcast. Like, me and Demezzo picked that up, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure everyone is already caught up in the story. Finish what you started. Yu Suzuki, you guys, they don't realize that they're sitting on something epic in nature, and Shenmue really needs to, resurface, because I think that the fans deserve it. But now, also switching to another topic, Nelson, what was this? Okay, because remember, I'm in the middle of mountains and desert and all that. There's some news that I don't get, But I heard that there's a fighting game that cannot be done on the 360 because of disk space. It's something from what was this? I think normally fans, I have my stuff prepped, but I had to jump on the opportunity to talk to my main man Nelson. But Blast Blue something.
Oh, the new Blast Blue. Okay, yeah. I think Chrono Phantasma you're talking about. Yep. Let's see. Based on what I've read and looked up, they can only put Chrono Phantasma out on the PlayStation 3 because the amount of content that's thrown onto the game, it will not fit on the 360 disc. Even if they try to, let's say, downplay the graphics, downplay the modes and stuff like that, it just wouldn't be a complete game. So they said that for now, until they figure out what they're going to do, it's just going to be a PS3 exclusive title. But that doesn't stop them from releasing the game on the Xbox One, where the disc space is actually bigger. So for now, Chrono Phantasma that came out in Japan some time ago, that people still have that version from either downloading it from the Japanese accounts or going over here in Chinatown and purchasing that so you can play it on the P3 because it's region free for PS3 games. And they can play that. So for now, the title is only coming out for the PS3, which I don't mind because now I have my PlayStation 3 back with a modified 1 terabyte gigs of memory. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can.
See, I gotta do that to my PS3 when I get back.
But it is what it is for now. I mean, Arc System is trying their hardest, and fans shouldn't really be complaining that, why we're not getting on the 360. You guys should be getting hyped up to play the new Guilty Gear that's coming out for the Xbox One anyway. So
the
what the hell?
Guilty Gear Xrd, touching base on that.
Hold up. Apparently something came on and my mistake, guys. Because apparently the Kinect was on and it fucked up. Stop listening.
Right.
Hold on. I gotta get the feedback. Oh shit, what happened? I don't see your picture on here.
I see you though.
Yeah, but I don't see you. No, because the Kinect picked up a command. It thought I said something about like the Weather Channel or some shit like that, and it instantly just switched it things. Oh my god.
What? That's probably why Review Tech USA was saying that. Oh, I hate the Kinect. It's such a piece of garbage. Like, all right, you know what? I think I had to give him dap on that one because
Yeah, I don't see your video feed at all. Like it's gone now. So.
Alrighty, I mean, if we're still just doing audio, then
yeah, I mean they can hear you audio wise, but they can't see you video no more.
They don't see the big black man.
Oh, there you go. Alrighty. I think you're there now.
Why do I look like Doll Sim? If I painted my head, I look like.
There you go. Okay, good.
I look like Doll Sim. It's all good.
All right.
But on Guilty Gear Xrd, that's not coming out on 360, no?
Guilty Gear XR? What are you talking about, XR?
The new one.
Oh, the third. No, I heard that was only next gen.
Only next gen?
That's what I hear. I don't know if that's a pre-gen.
But I hear more news of the Sony version than there is any existence of an Xbox One. So
I'm pretty sure there's going to be an Xbox One version of the game because the only reason why they would talk about the Sony one is because the creator must have developed it on that platform due to the fact that, in Japan they only have PlayStation 4. They did not want anything of Xbox One to be out in their region, period. So that's the only console that they could get their hands on.
So that's like the Metal Gear Rising thing where you only had the PlayStation 3 version in Japan, or well, it's what it is, But quick side note: 2 games that I picked up, but not on the consoles. Fans, I have picked up the new Strider by Double Helix and Lords of the Shadow 2. I'm currently playing through Lords of the Shadow 2. I'm at the part where I see Victor Belmont. And I'm chasing him, and this, spoiler alert, I get there and I'm stuck. I'm in a sewer. I don't know how to find my way out to because I know there's a confrontation with this Belmont. So I'm there, and then I'm playing Strider. But once I'm done with that, then I'll be moving on to these other games that I picked up. Also, Nelson, I have to say, and and now that I become more dependent on Steam to get new titles to stay up to date with the news and whatnot, um, the original intent for Xbox One was technically going to be like Steam, if you really think about it. The only problem with it was that they forced the online, like the policies, and this, I hate to revisit this, fans. I know it's a can of worms, and Microsoft already reversed this, but I think that what Microsoft should have done was make it PC like. You download your game, it's on your system, you own it, that's that. You know what I mean? I think that would have been more encouraging because Steam is the shit. I love it. I love it. And I think that, they should have gravitated more to that framework because, it wouldn't have had like a bad taste in the mouth of loyal Microsoft fans, because if you look at the numbers, for every one Xbox One system that's been put out, there are 2 PS4s being sold. So they're getting rocked like by 50%. So it's they're both systems are selling more than expected, but it's almost like a 2-to-1 ratio on sales. So I mean, Nelson, do you agree with that? Because On Your Knees is a big Steam person, and I was last night when I was playing Lords of Shadow, he sent me an IM as if we're playing on Xbox. It's almost the same stuff, almost just different user interface and whatnot. But what do you think? Like, if Microsoft had handled that differently and more Steam-like, which was looking like the intent, do you think that it might have been more well received?
It probably would have been better off if they would have went through the Steam route, if it would have went there, but I mean, there's nothing they can do about it now. It's already locked into how it is, and they already gave the people like the perspective of how their layout's gonna be. But Steam is definitely a good base system where you can always catch a sale. You always get games on the cheap side of things. It's more frequent than Sony and Microsoft could ever do. And you also could get the game right then and there to download it. And plus, if your computer's not strong enough, it kind of renders for your system, so overhaul the actual graphics and stuff like that. So
that's right. It actually was doing that for Strider because now my graphics card is getting kind of dated. I can still play the stuff, but like I think Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance actually still looks good on my system. It's just I can't slice and dice to like a couple of hundred pieces like I do on the Xbox.
Yeah, because then it will just become a graphic overhaul for your system.
But that's all I got for you, New Fighting Order fans. Like, Nelson, do you have any announcements or anything to, enlighten me on before we log off?
Basically, let me get to like what I want for our company to start doing now, because I know this is gonna happen, and I don't want to hear no more excuses from Shenmue, no more excuses from Nuke, no more excuses for Demizzle. Whoever owns an Xbox One, including you, we're going to be now using the implemented Twitch streaming service from the Xbox One, which is coming out this Tuesday on March 11th. We will now be able to stream our Xbox One content directly on to twitch.tv, which now can be saved as archive, something that PS4 can't do, but also you can also see the chat. You can also talk back to the chat as of sending out party invites to games and stuff like that, and it's more user-friendly than it would have been on the PlayStation 4. So it's going to be more encouraged to people to stream on the Xbox One that does not have a capture card and so forth. So we're going to update you guys on that once Tuesday hits, and I'll be doing a video review on that on my capture card, so you can see exactly how the menus, the setups, the advanced options, and everything else looks like.
You know what, Nelson, that is good stuff, because I still can't use my system the the way that I want to until whatever. But even with getting the online here, I won't have the bandwidth to do any uploading or streaming. But with that being said, it's like now, if those of you Xbox One users out there, Skype users out there, hit Nelson up, If you want a specific topic talked about, hey, you know what? You can even debate with my team. I'm pretty sure, Demizzle and Noop, there are attack dogs. They get like stats and numbers and on your knees, like, so just be ready. But yeah, that's an open challenge to you guys and such. So,
Yeah.
um, other than that, like, I just want to let y'all know my date for return is somewhat pushed back. Um, they're saying July. It was supposed to be end of May, but we'll just keep our fingers crossed. I'm not gonna go into details, but um, when we get back, I'm gonna highly encourage and put like a campaign out there. Probably hit Times Square. Like remember when Halo was dropping and we met up with Mike and so on and so forth at the Best Buy Theater, like major events, we're gonna start hitting those again and whatnot. So I mean, I highly encourage y'all to try and engage us. Please donate. And I have to say, thank you guys for donating because Nelson has been able to do some wonderful things. And what we'll do is, I guess once a month, we'll do like a road call and give you guys a shout out for those of you who actually are contributing to our broadcast. So we do appreciate you. And, Nelson, any final words?
Yeah, just to get on what you were saying, we so far raised almost about maybe altogether around $500 towards the stream equipment and stuff like that. So we greatly do appreciate you guys. When I do stream, you guys are highlighted on the stream, on the screen as a matter of fact. So they're always, every time when I stream, you will always see the donator's name scroll by with the amount that they have put on towards the stream so they can always be highlighted. And just keep on donating. I'm still getting a little bit more equipment as the time goes on. I'm still trying to get a new PC. I'm trying to sell my old one so I can have the money to get the new computer. I already have a monitor. I got a couple games that you guys requested for the stream. I got that stuff back. And, stuff for the future. Like the green screen is coming very soon. Like probably next month. So we'll get that done. And there's also new streaming equipment that we're going to be getting. Like microphones, what is this? Do sound mixers and stuff like that. New webcam. So we're gonna get it done, but just keep on donating. You're not obligated to. You're not being forced to. We never do that. It's just an option for you guys to help the production to come along faster. So.
Gotcha. All right, and then shout out to the other podcasters, Alpha Omega Sin, Angry Joe, the rest of the crews out there. We would love to extend an invitation for us to discuss things. So, without further ado, this has been alexlexus and Nelson Rios of New Fighting Order. We'll see you next time on our podcast. Peace.